drink coffee every day?
I do.
I do, yes.
Yeah, every day.
Yes, I do.
Yes, I do.
Are you familiar with fair trade coffee at all?
A little bit, not too much though.
No, not at all.
I think about it mostly when I buy coffee myself to be purchased at home. I don't think I think about it so much when I go to a coffee shop.
Have you ever heard of the term fair trade coffee?
Yeah. Not exactly sure what it means, but...
Sustainability, multilateral trade, fair trade.
Venti, grande, decaf or regular. What do you think of when you buy your coffee?
America consumes more than 1/4 of coffee produced in the world. Shouldn't consumers be more aware of where their coffee comes from? We spoke to professionals in the industry to find ways in which people can become more educated about the coffee they are drinking.
Fair trade is a way to make sure that farmers who grow luxury products like coffee, tea, cocoa, spices, and many others get paid enough money so that they can continue to stay on their land, keep their farms going, send their kids to school, and continue to produce some really delicious stuff that we here in the Bay Area love to eat and drink.
With coffee being one of the most traded commodities in the world, it's important that farmers are happy and reasonably paid. But some coffee companies choose not to pay more for fair trade.
If you're buying a fair trade certified product, you can be reasonably sure that the farmer was paid enough to stay on her land.
In what ways can people become more educated about the cup of coffee they are drinking?
I think it's really important and also, magical opportunity to become more educated about the coffee you're drinking. And I would propose 2 ways. If there's a cafe or a roaster that you frequent, go in and ask a lot of questions. Ask about the origin of the coffee. Ask if folks there have ever been down and met the growers. Ask them if you could participate in a cupping or a tasting of different varietals. A South American coffee tastes completely different from one from Ethiopia or Rwanda. So I would explore there a lot.
We went to talk to the people at Equator, a coffee company not just looking at profitability, but environmental, social, and economic impact in everything they do.
Would you say there's a lack of awareness among consumers when it comes to coffee and where it comes from?
I think sometimes. Yeah, I think it's easy to forget that working in specialty coffee and working in San Francisco, which is a very saturated market, but definitely the average consumer, doesn't know where coffee's coming from, kind of doesn't care. Our company is called Equator because that's where coffee grows along the equatorial belt of the world, and people are still surprised to hear that every day. They think coffee, it grows somewhere, it's all from Colombia or it's all from Africa, and kind of don't realize that, no, it's a product that grows throughout the world, but only in tropical zones. So I think there is a lack of awareness there with a lot of people. Coffee is a seed of a fruit. People don't know that. They think it just magically comes out of that pump pot at the, gas station or cafe. We might be able to get them into a conversation about where the coffee's coming from after we build trust. But first thing that gets them in the door is, does the coffee taste good? Do I want to be here? Is the barista nice to me? And if you don't hit those things, then they're not going to come back and they're not going to care how much you're paying.
Does the responsibility of knowing where our coffee comes from rely heavily on the consumer?
People have to get there on their own, right? You really can't hit people over the head with education because it'll just turn them off, right? Because they're looking for comfort, they're looking for something delicious first off, right? We see that again and again. You really can make a difference by paying a little more for coffee, paying attention to where it's coming from, and hopefully you enjoy it more.